Hi, I'm Sophie from the Holistic Directory, and today I have with me Theresa Maddison of Light Up Your Soul Therapies and Training. Hi, Theresa.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me. Theresa offers accredited training courses in holistic therapies and beauty and bespoke well-being, stress management and healing therapies, and she's also a specialist in crystal and colour and angel Reiki healing. It's fab to have you with us, Theresa, and I would love to know more about how you got started on your holistic path.
Okay. Well, it was well over 20 years ago. The Botox is looking good, so don't worry, I'm not looking. No, not really. But it was over 20 years ago when complementary therapies were just coming into fore in this country in about sort of the mid 80s. I started in nursing. And I work with people with adults with learning difficulties and things as well. So I guess I always wanted to do something sort of caring. But when I was in that environment, I really felt strongly that people needed to know how to look after their well-being and understand much more about how their bodies were working and how their bodies emanated stress, how they could deal with their own stress themselves. And I think then I decided that I wanted to do complementary therapies on people, but also teach them. So at the time I did a beauty therapy management degree, but it had nutrition and exercise. It was a 2-year full-time course, business management, obviously beauty therapy, and we did some aromatherapy and reflexology as well. I decided to start off with reflexology. So I did an Association of Reflexology course, which was a year in my last year, which was rather intense, but I loved it. So I've been doing that ever since. I then went into doing, a couple of years later, I added eye-tech aromatherapy to my skill base. And I basically, since then, I've just added different modalities, Indian head massage, Hopi ear candling, hot stone therapy, the things that now a lot of spas and a lot of therapists are asking, but at the time it was something that a lot of people did separately, but it's gradually the spa industry, which I've worked in quite a lot as well. I've worked for some really big spa companies abroad and in this country, in between working for myself and various different educational institutions. It kinds to be led by them. So they started off hot stones in all their spas, and then it's gradually come over to here, and it's on the high street here. So, then you find that everybody's doing it, and it's the same with lava shells and all the other things that are really popular now. About 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, I started doing Reiki. And I did that in this country. And then whilst I was travelling, I was living in Greece. And this was about 12 years ago now, before the angel therapies got off in this country. I trained my second level of Reiki with a Reiki master in Greece, where I was living there at the time, working in a spa. And he also did angel healing. So I did both levels with him and, really start developing myself. And I think from then I really started to sort of develop that side of my career. I'd always wanted to work more energetically, and I'm naturally a healer and into spiritualism as well. When I got back in the sort of, well, gosh, when was that? About 2005 or something, 2006. Suddenly everybody over here was doing it, and they were calling it by different names. But essentially, from what I gather, it's the same thing. I'll explain about that in a moment. But yeah, so I've just added more and more modalities to my own experience. I decided after 5 years of doing therapies initially in my career that I did want to go into teaching. So this was about 18 years ago I went into teaching. So I did my 2 years Sat Ed, and then became I was an assessor. And then I became what's called a verifier. So I can basically verify and check other people's work. You need this as part of the process within colleges and stuff. So it's part of an audit and quality control. And I now also work for an external awarding body, one of the big awarding bodies that give people their qualifications as what's known as an external verifier. So I actually do that alongside, which is very exciting because you tend to be in on all the latest things that are happening. That's coming from government and coming from industry and stuff. So I'm really enjoying that. So I basically make sure that I have certain colleges that I go into, and I make sure that they are assessing people properly. It's quality evidence. They're keeping up the quality and standards. So
Wow, gosh.
Had a journey
Amazing.
of the last 20 odd years. So.
Just a few things.
Yeah.
Just a few strings to your bow. Obviously, you do loads of different therapies. I thought it might be good to just focus on a few of the kind of main ones that you do. Obviously, there's loads. We'll have to talk about the other ones at a different time as well. One of the ones I thought we'd talk about first is, obviously, lots of people have a close connection with angels and crystals, and I know it's a big part of your life and the work that you do. Could you tell me a little bit more about angel and crystal healing and what it involves, and how it can be helpful for someone to have as a treatment?
Okay. I'll sort of put this into little different compartments, because they're basically all working with the energy of the person that's doing it. Now, you don't have to do this at practitioner level. You can do this just to enhance different areas of your life. The Reiki, let's just separate that slightly, but the Reiki is obviously, it's a Japanese form of healing. It involves certain symbols and attunements that you're given, and it helps you. Initially, how it was originally conceived from Japan was that it was actually to help you develop your healing for yourself, because you need to sort of help healing if you're healing other people, and to just raise your energy vibration, just clear your energy in your body. And that's why Dr. Usui, that started it, gave the different symbols. Now, that again is just a tool for transformation. It's just become in the West something very much, you get to level 2, you're a practitioner. And I don't really like the way that there's now a lot of, spas and places are doing it just as a therapy. They don't really quite understand that it is actually a journey yourself. It's quite a lot of responsibility, particularly if you become a Reiki master teacher, to the people that you're doing this. So it is a very spiritual journey, and that's how I believe it, and that's how I teach it. The angel healing is almost the same. There's no special person. Everybody, whether you believe it or not, you have a guardian angel assigned to you through life. You have guides around you, whether you believe that or that's too much for some people to take. But believe you me, they are there. What I teach in the angel, I have 2 different levels of angel healing. The first one, we do healing and practice it, and I do an attunement, but I'm talking much more about how you can create spaces to intuitively listen or recognize signs that angels are around you and trying to guide you in the right way. That's what it's about. I said yesterday, I was at a networking thing yesterday, I said I don't kind of manifest Archangel Gabriel in front of me or anything, but it all goes back to quantum physics. Everything is about how we're interlinked. I put that note on the other day on my page. Once you get that and start to understand how everything's linked, then you'll start to understand how the angels and the crystals and everything works together. They're just mediums and tools at different frequencies that you can use to keep your chakras, to keep your energy body in balance and flowing as it should be, so that you have good health. The angel frequencies that we work with, and you attune with the names, because as they do in yoga, you say words, you say mantras. It's exactly the same type of principle, and basically you can feel the vibration. It's a very different healing. It's just on a different vibration. So I just teach people how to work with that using the angel cards, because I also do an angel card course, so anybody can just learn how they go into their own intuition and how they tap into that to help them be guided and make their own decisions, because most people are too scared and they don't trust their intuition. They're led by fear, and they're led by maybe other people, or they're led by what society thinks they should be doing, rather than listening to their gut. And what I'm trying to teach them is to listen to their gut and use it. But these are just tools to say, well, actually, maybe you need a bit of time out here, or maybe you need to work with this, or you need to do this. That's what it's about. So when I'm giving the healing, I always give advice about how they can, enhance their energy, enhance their well-being, relax themselves more, how they can tune in the frequencies of their chakras. Even if they're not completely aware of where they are, I'll show them where they are in the body. With the crystals crystals are just like little transformers. They're just like energy transformers. That's all they are. They're just like little, transformers of energy, and you can put them on different parts of the body to move energy in there, to take energy out that doesn't need to be there anymore, that's maybe blocking the flow. So they're all interrelated. So when I do angel healing, I tend to use crystals as well. And when I'm doing Reiki, I work with the Reiki and the angelic energies. So I will usually do a card reading at the end just to help somebody clarify something. So I integrate everything.
Yeah, and so you would, see, I've had Reiki and done some bits and pieces, and it's obviously a very relaxing therapy. You were saying about doing the cards and various different things, so presumably you use it to treat lots of different people would come to you with a wide range of different things, whether that be for relaxation or for something a bit deeper.
Yeah, I normally find, I did over 2 years, I trained with an international Reiki master, and she's a published author called Hazel Raven. I did her 2-year crystal course, which is accredited by ACCHO, and I've also done another course as well as that. But I normally find, and I've done this because I've worked as a practitioner as well around various places in Europe or when I've been working abroad, and people normally come as a final result. They've tried everything, but ultimately, everything that starts that is a dis-ease of physical problem or emotional problem starts in your energy body. So usually they might have had different other modalities or physical stuff, but it's a blockage. It's to do with emotions they haven't released, or it's to do with something. It could be something karmic. There's lots of different reasons for this, but it is also just literally they just need to be kind of plugged back in. They just don't know how to recharge themselves. They've lost their way somehow, and I can help them trying to look. This is just a really simple way you can do this. Just 10 minutes a day, just holding some crystals, just doing some proper breathing techniques, or just giving yourself that time. And this is a way that you can start to just bring in your own and heal yourself and bring in your own energies. People ultimately do know what to do. They just need guidance. That's my that's my findings from that.
Yeah, I saw a post actually the other day of a lady in a business group, and she said, "Oh, I've felt in a real muddle. I've had all this stuff, and I just haven't been able to see a really clear path. And I had a Reiki session about 5 days ago, and since then I've been really highly energized, and suddenly I can see where everything needs to be." And she said, "And I've only just associated that it might be because of the Reiki session."
Yeah. Definitely. People don't realise the trouble is because it's, and I can say this because I've been on that side of it, because it's now being, and there's nothing wrong with them doing spas and beauty salons. I'm not saying that, but I just think it's become so kind of commercial that people are just seeing it as a bit of a relaxation. They don't actually realise how much you can do with it, because I've seen it from all those different perspectives, and it is actually very powerful. I mean, it can release amazing, so much held up emotion, so much stuff that people maybe have been living with for years. They can't. It is very, very powerful. The angel healing works slightly different, but again, it can be very powerful. I've had some very good results with that as well. But yeah, it is. I totally agree with you. It's for keeping you well. It's brilliant.
Yeah, rebalancing.
Yeah, definitely.
Enabling your body to do what it needs to do to be in balance.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, once that you have a little bit of understanding with that, and I guess because also I am a trained yoga teacher, and I'm trained in meditation and pranayama, which is the breathing. So it's brilliant because I don't really practice that. I practice it myself. I don't really teach it per se. But I use the knowledge that I do at the moment to help with that, so I can give them, so do this, Asana, do this, this is a way of helping, and that's something I do want to develop. But it comes as a really good tool to help people.
Yeah, it's a real holistic treatment as such.
Yes, yeah, and that's how all of my clients. I mean, I'm going to slightly change my menu as well soon. I make everything bespoke. I mean, what often works, and people come to me, I try and do a little bit of body work and physical stuff, because when you're in a lot of pain, it's very difficult to relax. So I'll often do some body work and basically get a feeling of what's going on in the physical body, and the energetic bodies, the etheric bodies. And then I'll say, look, I think you need some of this, or you need some of this, but I might do sort of half an hour Reiki healing, half an hour back, neck and shoulder, whatever they need, But tools like reflexology are fantastic because they're very, very good for maintaining well-being. And I actually integrate my crystals with those. I do crystal reflexology and also the hot stones. So I do a grid and I work on the chakras. You have chakra points in your feet, and I'll do a grid either around the body or around the feet or wherever I feel you need to. But because hot stones have their own energy as well, they're also really nice to use. So I try and make it very bespoke.
Gosh, just so many things. I know we haven't. I know we haven't got enough time to talk about everything in this video. I know we're going to talk about the different training that you offer for both practitioners and for people who actually just want to get more in tune with their own bodies and their own healing and their own kind of balance. So we're going to cover that in a different video. But what I wanted to mention briefly before we wrapped it up was the Face the World treatments that you do, because I know they offer a few different ones, and it's quite a new, well, reasonably new brand to the UK, and it's really starting to grow in popularity. So I actually had a Face the World treatment facial recently, and it was really special. It was great. So I just was wanting you to tell us a little bit more about the treatments, why they're different from what you would normally expect from a facial.
Yeah, I mean, I chose them, I think, really because it was so different. And I think because I'm essentially a holistic therapist, holistic beauty therapist, holistic complementary therapist, I was recommended by someone else that I'm working with and tried some of them. And it basically, you are, because, I know this as an aromatherapist, it's so important that when you smell something and you feel something, and then you're also hearing the sounds of what you're experiencing on your skin. So, for example, the cleanser we use, first of all, is a rainforest cleanser. It is beautiful. You smell it, and then you can hear the sounds of the rainforest. So it's a complete sort of cacophony of smells and feelings and textures, and that really stimulates part of the brain called the hypothalamus, which really helps you then relax. It relaxes with the endocrine system and helps you to really relax. But so it's sequenced, in each section you're going to a different country, and you're also experiencing that on your face. As I said, that's why it's so different. I mean, I've worked with loads of skincare ranges, and it's the only one that does this sequencing like this. Obviously, everything's very natural. It has some really fantastic ingredients from it. Has a very special Eastern and Western massage with it as well, with some acupressure points, lymph drainage. As usual, you always go around the shoulders, which is an area that's very tense for most people. And then the other thing that's unusual about it is you have a mini treatment of either a Tibetan hand massage, Thai foot massage, or Indian head massage while the mask is on. So although people often do something in industry while the mask's on, they don't offer that variety of mini treatments, and you can have them as a mini treatment as well. So that's its other USP, basically, that it's natural, it's recycled, all the stuff, it's naturally sourced. It's not harmed on animals. I'm a strict vegetarian, so I don't want to work with anything that isn't. So yeah, that's its real USPs. It's, as you said, it's quite an experience. And also that you get a free sample of the sachet of the serum, the fantastic serum as well, is also very unusual.
It's very rehydrating, the
yes.
skincare products,
yes.
aren't they?
On my website, I've got a page of it, and it's got all of the different testimonials from bloggers and loads of other people as well. So, it's just said it's up and coming, and they're launching some new stuff as well, which is very exciting, as you say.
Wow, that's fantastic. I know we're going to have to wrap it up. So I know we're going to talk again. We're going to do another video. So if you're listening, look out for the other videos with Theresa as well, because we're going to be doing that. And thank you very much for joining me today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you. It's lovely to talk to you again.
Yeah, really good. So if you'd like to find out more about Theresa and, of course, light up your soul therapies and training, then you can do so on her website, which is www.theresa www.lightupyoursoultherapiesandtraining.co.uk, and you can also find her on Facebook as well. If you're interested in the training side, if whether from the practitioner side or actually you just wanted to get more in tune with your own health and wellness, then of course you can look at her training website, which is www.holistictrainingcourses.co.uk. And of course, if you'd like to find out more about all things health and wellness and connect with lots of wonderful therapists like Theresa, and of course holistic businesses, then head over to www.theholisticdirectory.co.uk. You can find all the links below the video, and I hope you'll join us again soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.